Hey guys, and welcome back to Weston the Historian. Today we're going to be talking about Agartha, we're going to be talking about Hyperborea, and we're definitely going to be talking about Thule. So, starting off, I'm just going to start off. Agartha. Agartha is probably the weirdest one in this list because it was invented in the 19th century. And when I say invented, I mean it doesn't really have any ancient historical roots. Some 19th century French occultists started talking about how the earth is hollow and there's a city within the earth called Agartha. And these French occultists said either they went there or they heard about it through, other occultists, or they had visions of it. But essentially, the idea is that Agartha is like this city within the earth. The earth is hollow, and Agartha is a city within this hollow earth of like a fallen race. Maybe it's Atlantis, who knows? But that's generally the idea of Agartha. So, moving on, Hyperborea. So, contrary to what you might assume, Hyperborea and Agartha are totally different places and are actually have basically nothing to do with each other. Hyperborea comes from ancient Greek myth. Pindar specifically talks about Hyperborea. So, Hyperborea, according to ancient Greek myth, is essentially just the northernmost part of the world. It's kind of assumed that that's just where the Germans and the Celts are. That's what modern historians assume at the very least. But Hyperborea, yeah, that's essentially it. According to the Greeks, it was like a world. It was a realm filled with these ridiculously tall warriors who worshipped Apollo, and Apollo actually lived there. That's the Greek god of light and poetry and archery and all the other things. And there's just like constantly daytime, relaxed. But yeah, so that's generally the idea. And finally, we're going to be talking about Thule. So Thule is probably the one on this list that you haven't heard of, unless Forgotten Lands is like your niche interest. But Thule is also from Greek myth, and it has basically the same story. It's the northernmost region of the world, according to the Greeks. It's kind of assumed that they're talking about Scandinavia, but what makes Thule unique is that it ended up creating a society, like the secret occult society, which was the direct progenitor, if that's the right term, to the Nazi Party in Germany. So a lot of the people who helped start the Nazi Party, in fact, the creator of the Nazi Party actually was a member of the Thule Society, and a lot of the people who ended up joining the Nazi Party were members of the Thule Society, and vice versa. It's like they were very connected, and that's a little weird piece of history that a lot of people don't talk about. But according to the Thule Society, Thule is like the capital of Hyperborea. It's like the capital city of Hyperborea. It's this forgotten city, maybe in Greenland, maybe in Iceland, but it's gone. That's their hypothesis, and their hypothesis has something to do with the Aryan race coming from there. But anyway, that's all. That's all I wanted to talk about today. This is something I'm interested in, and I think it's interesting because all three of these things are things that we're seeing a lot of recently on like TikTok and Instagram. There's a lot of memes going around about these three things, which is very weird and very surprising to me. I think this is Wendigoon's fault. I think his whole conspiracy theory iceberg led to this. But the first two things, maybe not Thule as much, have become a big theme in internet culture in recent months, years. But Uh, yeah, so something strange. Agartha, maybe not so much, but Hyperborea definitely has a lot to do with the whole NASDAP, National Socialist ideology. That has a whole lot to do with the more occult, esoteric side of that worldview, that ideology. So yeah, Hyperborea and Thule have a lot to do with that, and of course they have their origins in ancient Greece, but a lot of it ended up getting wrapped into that ideology, and when you see stuff about it now, it probably has something to do with that. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I had to say for this. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.